Hello friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we're in Bible study. We are in the Niv. In this video, we are in the book of Numbers, and we are in chapter 16. So, Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, A-B-I-R-A-M. Korah, son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and certain Reubenites, Dathan, D-A-T-H-A-N, and Abiram, a son of Elab, and On, a son of Pelath, became insolent. Pelath took men. Like literally, that's what it says. It says Pelath, or Pelath dash took, and then in these weird little brackets, men. Okay? And rose up against Moses. With them were 250 Israelite men, well-known community leaders who had been appointed members of the council. They came as a group to oppose Moses and Aaron and said to them, "You have gone too far. The whole community is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is with them. Why then do you set yourself above the Lord's assembly?" When Moses heard this, he fell face down. Then he said to Korah and all his followers, "In the morning the Lord will show you who belongs to them and who is holy, and he will have that person come near him. The man he chooses he will cause to come near him. You, Korah, and all of your followers are to do this. Take censers, and tomorrow put fire and incense in them before the Lord. The man the Lord chooses will be the one who is holy. You Levites have gone too far." Moses said to Korah, "Now listen, you Levites. Isn't it enough for you that the God of Israel has separated you from the rest of the Israelite community and brought you himself to do the work of the Lord's and minister to them?" So this is infighting. Okay? "He has brought you and your fellow Levites near himself, but now you are trying to get the priesthood too. It is against the Lord that you and all of your followers have banded together. Who is Aaron that you should grumble against him?" Then Moses summoned Danath and Abiram, sons of Elab. But they said, "We will not come. Isn't it enough that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the desert, and now you want to lord it over us? Moreover, you haven't brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, or given us an inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will you gouge out the eyes, or you have made slaves of, or you deceive these men? No, we will not come." Then Moses became very angry and said to the Lord, "Do not accept their offering. I have not taken so much as a donkey from them, nor have I wronged any of them." Moses said to Korah, "You and all of your followers are to appear before the Lord tomorrow. You and they and Aaron. Each man is to take his censer and put incense in it. Now 250 censers in all. Wow. And present it before the Lord. You and Aaron are to present your censers also." So each man took his censer, put fire and incense in it, and stood with Moses and Aaron at the entrance to the tent of meeting. When Korah had gathered all of his followers in opposition to them at the entrance to the tent of meeting, the glory of the Lord appeared to the entire assembly. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Separate yourselves from this assembly, so I can put an end to them once and all." But Moses and Aaron fell face down and cried out, "O God, God of the spirits of all mankind, will you be angry with the entire assembly when only one man sins?" That's a good question. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Say to the assembly, move away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram." Moses got up and went to Dathan, Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. He warned the assembly, "Move back from the tents of these wicked men. Do not touch anything belonging to them, or you will be swept away because of all their sins." So they moved away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Dathan and Abiram had come out and were standing with their wives, children, and little ones at the entrance to their tents. Then Moses said "This is how you will know that the Lord has sent me to do all these things, and that it was not my idea. If these men die a natural death and experience only what usually happens to men, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord brings about something totally new, and the earth opens its mouth and swallows them with everything that belongs to them, and they go down alive into the grave," in Hebrew, Sheol, "then you will know that these men have treated the Lord with contempt." As soon as he finished saying all these things, the ground under them split apart, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them, with their households, and all of Korah's men, and all of their possessions. They went down alive into the grave with everything they owned, and were gone from the whole community. At their cries, all of the Israelites around them fled, shouting, "The earth is going to swallow us too." And fire came out from the Lord and consumed the 250 men who were offering the incense. Now, here's the crazy thing with this part. There are giant fault lines on either side of the Jordan River. And those fault lines extend into different areas. So there are giant, mountains of salt out there. And if you have mountains of salt, you have pockets of natural gas. So this could literally be something they saw. Because it's not like as if they're saying the earth opened up, swallowed them up, and then closed back up again. Just that the earth opened up underneath them. So that's terrible. But it doesn't pay to be insolent to the Lord. He's in control of nature. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, to take the censers out of the smoldering remains and scatter the coals some distance away, for the censers are holy, the censers of the men who sinned at the cost of their lives. Hammer the censers into sheets to overlay the altar, for they were presented before the Lord and have become holy. Let them be a sign to the Israelites." So take their bronze censers, which again, I've shown this in other videos. This one's mine. It's a family heirloom. They're bronze censers because you burn coal inside there. In my case, it's a piece of charcoal. Let me see if I can get you to see. It's all burnt out right now because I do it in the morning. But it's a piece of charcoal, and you put your holy incense on. So they're saying take their censers, melt them down, and put that bronze as part of the bronze, somewhere, the grating or something, on the altar, because they, the humans and everything with them, were a burnt offering for their insolence. So, that's pretty gangsta, really, in a pretty hardcore way. So Eleazar, the priest, collected the bronze censers brought by those who had been burned up, and he hammered them out to overlay the altar as the Lord directed him through Moses. This was to remind the Israelites that no one except descendants of Aaron should come to burn incense before the Lord, or he would become like Korah and his followers. The next day, the whole Israelite community grumbled against Moses and Aaron. "You have killed the Lord's people," they said. But when the assembly gathered in opposition to Moses and Aaron and turned towards the tent of meeting, suddenly the cloud covered it and the glory of the Lord appeared. Then Moses and Aaron went to the front of the tent of meeting, and the Lord said to Moses, "Get away from this assembly so that I can put an end to them at once." But they fell face down. Then Moses said to Aaron, "Take your censer and put incense in it, along with fire from the altar, and hurry to the assembly to make atonement for them. Wrath has come out from the Lord, and the plague has started." So Aaron did as Moses said. He ran into the midst of the assembly. The plague had already started among the people, but Aaron offered the incense and made atonement for them. He stood between the living and the dead, and the plague stopped. But 14,700 people died from the plague, in addition to those who died because of Korah. Then Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance of the tent of meeting, for the plague had stopped. Stood at the entrance to make atonement. Stood between the living and the dead. That's quite, I guess that's part of why we have that expectation of our religious officiants, right? Bridging that gap. Till the next video, friends. Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. We are in Bible study. We are in the Niv, still, and we'll be through next year too. We are in the book of Mark. We are in chapter 15. And they're blinking again. Okay, and we are doing verses 1. Well, in this video, we're gonna do verses 1 through 20. We're going to do the entire chapter 15 of Mark. It's just the second video will take us through the rest, because it has 47 verses. So I've broken in two. And then we'll have one video in the book of, we'll wrap up, actually, 1 John in a separate video. So us jump in. Jesus before Pilate. Mark 15, verse 1. Very early in the morning, the chief priests with the elders, the teachers of the law, and the whole Sanhedrin reached a decision. They bound Jesus, led him away, and handed him over to Pilate. "Are you the king of the Jews?" asked Pilate. "Yes, it is as you say," Jesus replied. The chief priests accused him of many things. So again, Pilate asked him, "Aren't you going to answer? See how many things they are accusing you of?" But Jesus made no reply, and Pilate was amazed. Now it was the custom at the feast to release a prisoner whom the people requested. A man called Barabbas was in prison with the insurrectionists who had committed murder in the uprising. The crowd came up and asked Pilate to do for them what he usually did. "Do you want me to release the king of the Jews?" asked Pilate, knowing it was out of envy the chief priests handed Jesus over to him. But the chief priests stirred up the crowd to have Pilate release Barabbas instead. "What shall we do then with the one you call the king of the Jews?" Pilate asked them. "Crucify him," they shouted. "Why? What crime has he committed?" But they shouted all the louder, "Crucify him." Wanting to satisfy the crowd, Pilate released Barabbas to them. he had Jesus flogged and then handed him over to be crucified. Now, like, why flog him if you're going to crucify him? One, in accordance with scriptures, and two, they were trying to, maybe if we punish him, because Pilate really didn't want to do this. In fact, Pilate's wife was very much like, do not do this to this man. The soldiers mock Jesus. The soldiers led Jesus away into the palace, that is the praetorium, and called together the whole company of soldiers. They put a purple robe on him, then twisted together a crown of thorns and set it on him, and then began to call out to him, "Hail, King of the Jews." Again and again they struck him on the head with a staff and spit on him. Falling on their knees, they paid homage to him. And when they had mocked him, they took off the purple robe and put his own clothes on him, and then they let him out to crucify him. Now, this would be the same culture of soldiers that would later start the Roman Catholic Church. So, like the soldiers don't start the Roman Catholic Church. The Emperor Constantine starts the Roman Catholic Church. So just, remember when you're going out in the world, if you feel like you got the right to pop off at the mouth and talk however you like to anybody around you, and God is telling you you're not allowed to do that, the more you do those kinds of things, the harder he's going to make you about face. Think about this brutality that they showed Jesus for absolutely no reason, because that wasn't ordered by anybody. They decided to do it on their own. So he took over their whole culture. In fact, he took over all of Rome, and now their main thing is that stuff called the Vatican with that guy called the Pope, whose job is to do what? All right. Do nothing but worship Jesus all day long. So careful with how you pop off at the mouth when you're on the come up, because God has a history. It's in the Old Testament. He has a history of knocking the people down. When he says no idols, and he says, you don't have the right to treat other people like garbage, he's not really kidding. Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the NIV, and we are in Psalms, Book 2, Psalm 54, and we're doing the whole psalm, which is all 7 verses. For the director of music, with stringed instruments, a maskil of David, when the Ziphites had gone to Saul and said, "Is not David hiding among us?" Oh, so he was betrayed by these people. "Save me, O God, by your name. Vindicate me by your might. Hear my prayer, O God. Listen to the words of my mouth. Strangers are attacking me. Ruthless men seek my life. Men without regard for God. Selah. Surely God is my help. The Lord is the one who sustains me. Let evil recoil on those who slander me. In your faithfulness, destroy them. I will sacrifice a freewill offering to you. I will praise your name, O Lord, for it is good. For he has delivered me from all my troubles, and my eyes have looked in triumph on my foes.